Week 16 of the National Football League. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Texans and the Jets, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come in off another victory a weekend ago. That ran their win streak up to 7 now.
And I think that win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with confidence and swagger, and you need that to go a long way.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down. Stroud out of the gun here. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down. Option right, here's Stroud. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On first down, here's Stroud. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. This defense for the Jets, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few laps.
All right, rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and they... Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they prove their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
So here are the Jets now, backed up to start their first drive. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win, like a good pitcher, without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
He's up past the 10 to about the 12.
The numbers for Hall in last week's ball game.
The hat trick plus 1, 4 trips to the end zone with his legs.
And, partner, you know how all the guys do when they do that little symbol now about eating, right? Keep feeding me, feeding me. They just kept feeding him, and next thing you know, he kept getting in the end zone.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and 3rd and 1 now. And one with Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Hall. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
They'll toss this to Pierce on the right side.
And it caught it up, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And to the 12, that's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the 2nd drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense.
Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them, so the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it. Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers.
He finds Wilson.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
24 yards to gain there. Another 1st down as well.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. We're scoreless after 1. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And it's caught, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Down that's close to the goal line. 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Rodgers. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown.
A Great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And the Jets post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play action pass, you see the end result, usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with.
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
And here comes the Texans now.
Hippocratic oath, first do no harm, and right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
DBs on the field, despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a
fighting through it. He's got space. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Pierce now up the middle. Down to the 10.
Touchdown, Houston.
Damian Pierce, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was Damian Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Darren Stingley picks it,
and he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 18 yards there, first and goal.
They're acting man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
They'll run here with Pierce. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Looking to throw is Mills. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Takedown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Texans have taken the lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got this to Williams, complete. Down the right sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close. Big yardage that time for the Jets. And even 60 yards.
Oh, man, disappointment that he couldn't finish that off in the end zone. What an effort there, doing all he can to get to the pylon, and he's going to wind up out of bounds just short. But a huge play there, going to set him up with 1st and goal from very short range.
They'll run with Hall. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Zerline good with a PAT. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And now out comes Houston. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their head.
They're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. First down, Mills. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
Mills. That's underneath to Pierce. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
All right, rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
The New York set to take the field. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it.
And this one will return to the 38-yard line.
The defense getting the football with an interception. They try out there, Charles, and the very first play, they give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
2nd and 7. Now Mills.
And this is Shepard on the catch. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Mills. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Here we go on 4th down. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Here's Mills. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
This is a perfect example of what separates the elite quarterbacks. Has his man open, way too anxious, ends up firing it in there with way too much zip on it. The great ones, they know how to relax and put the appropriate...
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
The Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. On play action, it's Rodgers.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
On play action, now Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the 1st down.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash.
Zerline's kick is up and through.
And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome. Settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. This taken in at the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Jets.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Zerline now for the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Mills now. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, here's Mills. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations. Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just...
They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is fielded at the 27. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, That doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now Will Anderson gets to him for the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 5.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Here's Pierce on the counter.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. And it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, Mills. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Over the middle, complete. It's Shepard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 68 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right.
1st down, they go right back to Pierce.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. Back now in Houston. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. They go play action. Mills.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So I like this for field position after the big play. Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Back to the ground with Pierce.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Another carry for Pierce.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
And his kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's out of bounds, but not before getting across the 50 to the 45.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Straight ahead is Hall. Gets around him. And he's taken down inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Desmond King making the tackle. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Mike Williams,
27 yards.
And the Jets extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and a long run.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So Stroud and the Texans down by 2 touchdowns. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to play. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Second and 10, here's Stroud.
Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Stroud got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Here goes Stroud again.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Now Stroud.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Here now, 3rd down. Stroud.
And that's complete to Shepard. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker.
Who wants it more? This is 4th and a yard.
They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily.
Here's Stroud.
Got his... And he loses the football a second time. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
So out now come the Jets.
Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Rodgers looking to throw. That's going to be caught. Touchdown.
Garrett Wilson
with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Jets have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. This has just really been a solid second half from them, CD, as they add another touchdown to the lead and they start to pull away in what was once a close ball game.
Yeah, they actually put the Jets on in this one, didn't they? Put a little cherry on top with that touchdown. Now we just got to play out this final minute, and they'll get a chance to celebrate a very hard-earned victory.
Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
And the Texans set to come onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the films.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10.
Allen's got it over the middle. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Throwing now is Stroud.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
First and 10, it's Stroud.
He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
The throwing again is Stroud. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And that is is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brevin Jordan, 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Texans have got it back to a two-score game here in the fourth.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. That time a 6-play drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick.
And now the Jets are going to get this one, and that might be all she wrote.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Rodgers throwing here. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Giants, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, their playoff